props can play a huge part in movies and make them more memorable. For example, everyone knows that lightsabers come from Star Wars and are reminded of the movies when we see them. But there are some props that are more low-key and fly under the radar. Those are the types that also happen to be used in multiple movies, whether through honest use or as Easter eggs. So, which props have made their rounds in Hollywood? These 8 have been used in multiple movies. 1. PKE Meter was in Ghostbusters, and They Live. Columbia Pictures. Universal Pictures. The Ghostbusters crew had a lot of equipment to find ghosts, but one prop was used in multiple movies afterwards. That is the Psychokinetic Energy Meter, which was in They Live as a device to find aliens and in Suburban Commando to find a freeze laser. The prop also made its rounds on television in a few episodes of Knight Rider and was referred to in Family Guy. 2. Samurai swords were in Kill Bill and Sin City. Miramax Films via Everett Collection. Dimension Films via Everett Collection. The Bride in Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 is on a mission of vengeance, and she does majority of it armed with samurai swords. 2 years later we see Miho wielding 2 swords in Sin City, which were taken from the Tarantino films. That's not the only crossover between the movies. Tarantino even guest-directed the scene of Dwight talking to the dead Jackie Boy, according to HDTV Solutions. 3. Flying car was in Blade Runner and Back to the Future 2. Warner Brothers. Universal Pictures. In Blade Runner we see the police use the flying car referred to as Spinner. The creator of the prop, Sid Mead, made future cars that are influenced by this one in the Star Wars prequels and The Fifth Element. However, the only other movie where the original prop was used again was in Back to the Future 2, where it was repainted and parked in a driveway. 4. 1973 Oldsmobile was in Drag Me to Hell and Spider-Man 2. Universal Pictures. Columbia Pictures. Another car that has made the rounds in movies is this yellow 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88. Director Sam Raimi actually owns the car, so it has popped up in many of his movies. This includes Drag Me to Hell, Spider-Man 2, The Evil Dead, Crime Wave, Darkman and more. He refers to the car as the classic, and is obviously attached to it. 5. Helmets in Starship Troopers and Planet of the Apes. TriStar Pictures. 20th Century Fox via Everett Collection. We saw the majority of the cast wearing gray bulky armor in Starship Troopers, but you probably didn't know it was reused several times. One of them was for the reboot of Planet of the Apes, where they used the helmets. Another was in Firefly, which used the full armor. 6. Jet in True Lies and The Avengers. 20th Century Fox. Walt Disney Studios cars aren't the only vehicles that get reused in movies. This jet was in True Lies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, where plays a traveling secret agent. It was recently used again in The Avengers, where it gets smashed by the Hulk after getting punched by Thor. 7. Newspaper in No Country for Old Men and Power Rangers. ZEO Walt Disney Studios Fox. Chances are if you see a newspaper in a movie or TV show, then it's this one. It was not only seen in these 2 movies, but it has been seen in that 70s show, Modern Family, Desperate Housewives, Charmed, and more. Someone has compiled a bunch of photos on Reddit of various people holding up the same newspaper on screen. 8. Golden Idol in Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Majestic. Paramount Pictures. Warner Brothers. The prop that started it all in Raider of the Lost Ark is pretty iconic, so it's not that surprising that others in the industry want to use it. It was in the Majestic and background of a fictional film called Sand Pirates of the Sahara. You might have also seen it in the treasure chamber in Spy Kids 2, Island of Lost Dreams.